Yo, what's up? My name is Petrowski, and today I wanted to make a video, or attempt to make a video, on basic team building when it comes to PvP and PokeMMO. So I want to make a couple disclaimers that I'm not the best team builder ever, I'm not the best PvP player ever. I mostly play a specific style. In PvP, I prefer Trick Room and singles. Trick Room, singles, NU is kind of my niche that I play a lot and that I really care about. So I'm not the best, but I think there is a huge lack of resources, and I have watched this game develop over the years. I've been playing since 2013. I kind of understand the basics, and I just want to portray them to you guys in the best way I possibly can. So let's go ahead and get into kind of the three, I'm going to really make it simple, the three pieces you're going to need to build a team. So in my opinion, the first piece you're going to want to start to build a team with is your core. And I'll go ahead and get into more of that in detail in a second, but you're going to need the core. You're going to need the main thing are 2 Pokemon for a core, 2 Pokemon for speed, and then 2 tanks. That's kind of the general like 2 really simplified pieces of a team that I kind of work with. This can be heavily variated on. Sometimes you can play 1 to 3 tanks. It's and you can also play like 1 tank and 1 off tank, or just 1 off tank. Although that can be kind of a specific kind of super aggressive style. There's tons of ways this can variate, but this video is all about simplicity and just teaching you guys the basics and showing you guys kind of what I work with. So I'm going to be showing you guys one of the most well put together teams that I could do with my comps that I have. And we're going to be starting with the core. So the core of this team is going to be this Quagsire and this Bouffalant. The Bouffalant's actually pretty meta right now, which is surprising. I actually really like this Bouffalant build. It's very specific. It's like a bulky Bouffalant build. Bouffalant's a really interesting Pokemon. It's meant to be a bait and switch combined with this Quagsire. So I've talked about this combo a ton. And basically, what this combo does is you switch in Quagsire into a good matchup, and Quagsire has a lot of good matchups in the tier, obviously. The only main thing it loses to is Venusaur, and that's where Bouffalant comes in. But anyways, let's say you switch in Quagsire into Blaziken, which is one of the best Pokemon in the tier. They're going to immediately swap to Venusaur if they have one, and 30% of teams are going to have a Venusaur. And then you're going to swap into Bouffalant when they attempt to Giga Drain your Quagsire. So what's going to happen is you're going to trigger your Sap Sipper for free. You're going to come in, get a good switch on Quag, or you can even, so this is actually a really important thing, make sure you EV your Quag. If you run this team exactly, EV your Quag in 252 attack. A lot of people don't do this. This is off meta. A lot of people do more defensive or more special defensive. If you switch in Quag into a Blaziken, and then they immediately switch into Venusaur, if you EQ on Quag into their Venusaur, it'll do 50% HP, which is insane, and a lot of people don't expect Quag to be doing that much damage, especially with an EQ, to a Venusaur. Venusaur actually takes neutral damage from EQ because it's poison grass, and a lot of people forget about that and just think, like, oh, EQ's not going to, like, what can Quag do to a Venusaur? It's water ground. Well, Earthquake's going to hit it for neutral, have stab, and hit it for around 50% HP. So you're gonna get that 50% damage on the Venusaur, and that player is gonna be like, oh, like all I need to do now is click Giga Drain, and it'll heal their Venusaur to full HP while also one-shotting your Quag. So what you do to counteract that is switch into your Bouffalant, make sure your Bouffalant has Sap Sipper, and get a free attack boost, and then you can start setting up properly against that Venusaur. So it's one of the best bait and switch kind of team play cooperative cores and NU, in my opinion. It also like hyper counters a lot of the meta. So when I talk about starting with a core, you want to find 2 good Pokemon that really work well together, or at least 2 good Pokemon you really like. In my opinion, the best way to start building a Pokemon team is just finding a Pokemon you really like and really want to play with, and then building around that one inner piece. So your core can be 2 Pokemon. This is a really good example of a 2-piece core, or it can be 1 Pokemon. So keep that in mind. So that's the core covered, and then we need to gather the rest of the pieces, and then it's all about covering our weaknesses. So our next pieces are going to be speed Pokemon. So we have a Blaziken of our own. This Blaziken's very strong. Both of these Pokemon are going to be really good leaders as well for the team. There's also another, Steelix is also our 3rd lead if we need to have another like lead option as the team. But our lead Pokemon are going to usually be like kind of fast, either have the ability to set up like this Superior does, or have the ability to do a ton of damage for free and kind of either give you a safe switch like U-turn Blaziken, or just potentially one-shot Pokemon and really put the game in your advantage at a very early stage. So kind of two fast sweepers is a really nice part of the team. So we're going from 2 core to 2 sweepers, and this typing is really important. So you've noticed I started with Quagsire, who's water ground. I went to Boufflant, who's normal type, but also like isn't just normal type. It's really important to remember that Boufflant isn't just normal type really, because he has Sap Sipper. So he absorbs grass moves, which is really important because this team is semi-grass weak on the surface. Like you have Quag, you have Steelix. Steelix is going to get destroyed by any special attacking grass move, so it is really important to have that Boufflant's really, really nice. If I just had Boufflant and like Blaziken, I don't know if Blaziken would just be enough to be able to scare off like a Venusaur, especially if like it was able to get off a Sludge Bomb beforehand. But yeah, it's important to consider. Typing's obviously really important, and I try to spread it out as much as possible. So we've covered our water, ground, and then almost normal grass core into our firefighting and grass speedsters and kind of sweepers. And then now we can move on to our tanks and kind of walls and what they're all about and what they can do for our team. So there's a lot of ways you can run walls in Pokemon. This Miltank's a specific example. This Steelix is a specific example. So this Steelix is all about utility and all about playing for the team. So he's going to have Stealth Rock. His most important moves are going to be Stealth Rock, Toxic, and Dragon Tail. I probably will end up swapping Gyro Ball at some point. I'm not sure what for. I don't know if Steelix can learn Rapid Spin or not, but that would be a great move slot if he could. But that's for a different video. I want to start talking about Steelix is a defensive wall. Steelix is not going to be able to tank any special defense hits, maybe one due to Sturdy, but he's not going to do much special defensive tanking. Steelix's job is to disrupt any sort of physical Pokemon with his moveset being Stealth Rocks, Toxic, Dragon Tail. He's going to be wanting to put up Stealth Rocks, spreading Toxic around the team, and then Dragon Tailing, switching out his opponent's Pokemon and just constantly making them take damage from Stealth Rocks and spreading Toxic along the way. So he's a super, super annoying Pokemon to play against. Playing against a Steelix can be a huge pain, especially right now in the meta. The main thing that can deal with him well is Venusaur for sure. And let's go ahead and talk about, so this is kind of a hard defense wall. That's what we would call a hard wall, or what I would call a hard wall. We can now talk about this kind of like off tank or off wall on top of being a cleric. So Miltank also has some utility in having Heal Bell, which is really important. Miltank is going to be kind of a special defensive wall, so it's really important to have that special defensive wall and a defensive wall. It's usually what people run. That's where the infamous kind of Starm Bliss combo comes in. Starmery was the fantastic infamous defense wall, and then Blissey was its counterpart of being an incredible specially defensive wall. Miltank kind of is a special defense wall, but also does kind of everything. Miltank is the definition of a one-man army, and its job is to come in, set up with Curse, just Heal Bell. Miltank can be a cleric and can be a utility Pokemon and can be a wall. It kind of has this option in this kind of route path where it can be a wall, or it can turn into an absolute disgusting sweeper. And it's your call, and it's important for you to understand when you need to use Miltank as a pivot Pokemon to scare out your opponent's Pokemon, and just then make a swap, or if you need to use Pokemon, or if you need to use Miltank to sweep. And it's your judgment call and understanding of when's the right decision to use Miltank for its utility, and when is it worth to try to use it to set up and sweep. I honestly am really greedy with it, and I try to set up way too much, but that's basically the core of any Pokemon team. This is an extremely simple video, and I want to make a more advanced one in the future. This video actually had no script. If I was to do a more advanced one, I would definitely make a script, maybe talk more about leads. I know you guys are going to have a ton of questions in the comments, so please, please, please leave me questions, and I'll happily answer them. I want this to be an open dialogue and a very interactive discussion. But I'm not the best team builder, and I need to remind you guys of that. But I wanted to put up something simple that can maybe help some people. It's important to also try to have a mixed amount of physical and special attackers. So, for example, for my 2 speedsters and my 2 leads, Blaziken's a physical attacker, Superior is a special attacker, and that's a really important thing to understand. Also, knowing speed tiers is super important. Having Choice Scarf on Blaziken, just understanding sets. If you don't know a whole lot about how to create your Pokemon, how to create your sets, I have a video talking about Black White Smogon, which is one of the best resources and best ways to understand how to build Pokemon in PokeMMO, and I'll link that in the description below. But that's mostly everything I wanted to talk about today. I feel like I'm missing something, I'm obviously missing a ton of stuff. I just wanted to get you guys as much information as possible, as quickly as possible, but I'm definitely sacrificing a lot of quality right now, and I understand that. But hopefully one day I'll make a better video on this in a more detailed team building guide, even though I'm not the best team builder. But I hope this was helpful in some way. So remember that the 2-2-2, general rule and base combo of your core Pokemon, your 2 walls, your 2 speedsters. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. Leave comments, questions, concerns, and criticisms, any feedback in the comments below. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I really, really appreciate it. I've been working my butt off over here, so I really appreciate subscribing. It's the best way to show support. I think that's everything. Oh, join the Discord linked below in the description under social medias. There's some cool people there. I'm really fortunate and lucky enough to meet so many cool people that really care about this game. So that covers everything. Thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic day.